Aloha. Make sure we're in tune. Here's the E. So, rip my pants. C major, A minor, D minor, G major, E minor, A7, D minor, then G7. Has that boom, boom. Here's the feeling of it. It's gonna have one of these numbers when it goes into. You're gonna take the pick, play the bottom note with the chord, and go across the strings. It's called a rake picking. Second part does that the same thing. And earlier I asked you if you knew the melody. The melody is what they were singing over the top of it. It had something like something along those lines. So something you could play over the top of the melody comes from those C major scales. We'll work on that a little bit later. I just want to make sure that you had those right chords and saw what the difference between a chord is and the melody. Ta-da. Ooh yeah, today we did Waste by a band called Fish. It's one of my favorite. It's off of Picture of Nectar, which is an early 90s. They play it with a C major to a C major 7 by taking the first finger off the C. Put it back and then put our B note on there for a C7. That moving line is F, E, D, C. Then down to a F major. Remove that major third to an F minor. And then back up to the C. Don't wanna be a farmer working in the sun. However, they play it on the studio in that key. When they play it live, they play it a D, which is much easier to play. So check it out. D major 7, D dominant 7, or D7, D sus, D7, D7 sus, D7, D7 sus 2, D7 sus, to a G major, or here, either one, and then a G minor. The whole feeling is going to have a D major 7, D7, D sus 4, D sus 2, G major, G minor, back to D. That's the whole thing. Other than that, it has a turnaround, which has that same G minor, back to D. Does that twice the first time through, after the verse, and then it does the verse again. Now, second time through, it has this little bridge. I'll see it through. Does that twice, like the first time, but the second time, it goes into something different. I'll see it through. Holds on this, 2, 3, D major, chorus. If I can be, wasting my time with you. After the second verse, it does a. So if I'm major to an A major. Forgot that during the practice. I don't know why I blanked out. So if I'm inside your head, don't believe what you might have read. You'll see what I might have said. The fourth time to hear it, hold that G, A minor, and C. G major, A minor to a C. We could walk that up. If you notice on the album, it goes into a little piano instrumental here. Beautiful tune. It's called Waste. And then the other tune that we talked about was Tweezer by Fish, also off of Picture Nectar. This one has an A and a D being played. So the A is going to play the A note right above it on the 7th fret of the D, and then pull off so you get a D or an A, and then it pops open an open D note. So A at the 7th, open D. G at the 7th, G at the 5th, and then open D. E at the 7th, and then open D or A. No, it's an A. So A, D, A, G, D, A, E, A, D, A, C, A. So speed it up so you get the rhythm. When it goes into the verse, it stops on that, the last one. C, C, D, D7 with an E or an A over the top works just as well. Does that again, it goes to the D. Boom, boom, step into the freezer. Tweezer with the freezer. Goes from a D7, half step up, a D sharp, to an E7. Back into it. Great tune. There's also a Tweezer reprise, which has the same sort of feeling, but it's not a 14-minute song. It's only like a 3-minute song, and they play it every once in a while to mess with the crowd. Anywho, what a great time seeing you. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week to see what progress you've gotten on these Fish tunes, and we'll go over a couple different soloing concepts using the solos that we know how to do, from the major to the major with the Lydian, to the major with a mixolydian. And you'll notice, because we're doing that note, just happens to be in there, so it will be a mixolydian type of mode we're going to be playing with. Anyway, it was wonderful seeing you. I'll see you next week. Aloha.